I got that animal ambition. I got that animal ambition. I got that.
What's up, y'all? Smoak here. Was good. In this video, I'm gonna be watching 10 most insane things wrestling companies did for the money by War Culture Wrestling. First off, I want to say I know I've been gone for a minute. I haven't recorded like in about over 3 weeks. Like that first 1.5, I was sick. I had to recuperate properly and stuff. Eat better, plenty of better rest, etc. Then another week and a half after that, I was just out doing my own thing and stuff. Like once you're outside of that comfort zone or outside that mode of just like doing a particular thing, it's kind of like it's somewhat difficult to get back on track. Like it's more mental. Like it's just a mental thing. Yeah. But I'm here, watching more wrestling content, for my enjoyment, and anybody who like to come watch with me. So thank y'all, appreciate it. No cap. Wrestling entertainment. Many of y'all call it pro wrestling. The genre of it is just so brazy to me, cause it goes from goofy from one segment to serious to the next, dramatic, comedic, all of that stuff, right? Horror, though cheap bad horror, unless you're like 5-6 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so there's gonna be times when they're gonna do some wacky stuff on TV, or probably a lot of time, but there's gonna be time be on some wacky TV where it's so wacky it's not even good. It's just like, why is this on here? Like, for example, I don't know what the deal was with Vince McMahon at the time. This was like at least probably like 2006 or 2007. But I assume he had some kind of issue or whatever with Rosie O'Donnell, and I think it was Donald Trump too. So he had backstage segments featuring those two characters, even a one-on-one match later that night. Though of course it wasn't a real Rosie O'Donnell and Donald Trump. It was just two guys portraying those two people. Had him in the ring, boom. It was just like, bro, come on. They did the same thing in 2008 during the presidential election. They had Barack Obama versus Hillary Clinton versus John McCain. Again, those were not real people. Those were just guys that they hired and, to play the part and just like duke it out in the ring. I remember those characters were using wrestler gimmicks and tweak it up a bit. Hillary Clinton, I remember she did the ear thing, right, from Hulk Hogan to rally up the fans or whatever. Did it work? I really don't remember. It was so long ago. You have Barack talking about, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? No, instead of the Rock, he said Barack. You smell what Barack is cooking. John McCain, I don't remember what he said. It was so long ago and it was stupid. I was just like, what? I think Umaga interfered. I remember Umaga beat up Hillary Clinton, but I don't remember if he attacked all three of those individuals. But yeah. So, Vince, was his company. He evolutionized it. Feel like he could do whatever he want. Rightfully so. Those skins in particular, there was nothing egregious. It just showed, I guess, the petty side of Vince, maybe, and just like, I bet. Though the presidential election one, I guess he wanted some form of politics involved. So he's like, I bet we're gonna do this and that. It's gonna be good TV. It wasn't good TV, but yeah. So in this video, it's likely saying the wacky stuff that was, I guess, that are noteworthy. It was wacky but good. That's what I'm getting from this. From that statement right there with the title. 10 most insane things companies did for money. But I'm probably thinking too much of it. So before I start the video, post WrestleMania 40, it was a good event. I'm not gonna say it's one of the best WrestleManias of all time. That's just going too far. It's for the 2-night eras. I can't recall really. I can't speak about it because again I did get back into wrestling like 2021. I remember a little bit of 38. I remember 39. That was a great WrestleMania. 40. It was a good WrestleMania. I think why many people say it's one of the best, if not the best, WrestleMania of all time during the 2 night eras was because Cody Rhodes finally won the world title. I don't know, Chief, because 39 was pretty good, man, no lie. 39 was really good. The majority say that was a fantastic WrestleMania. And there was a lot of good matches too. There was only one bad match, and that was the Usos going at it. It was like, damn, why? It was super kick after super kicks and then taunt and then taunt and then super kicks, taunt, super kick. Now, I would think that I would like for it to be a rematch at Backlash, right? The next PO League. But previously on SmackDown, Solo Sikoa beat up Jimmy Uso, and it seemed like Jimmy Uso's gonna be out of the bloodline, and then so I don't know how that whole thing's gonna work between Jay and Uso if it does come to it again, unless it's gonna be one of those things where Jimmy get beat up and then he apologized for whatever the hell, and then he remains on the bloodline to further the story. Yeah. So yeah, let's continue with this video.
Look, everybody understands that wrestling is a business, and businesses want to make money. However, it is still astonishing to check out some of the insanity top promotions throughout history have booked just so a movie studio, band, fast food restaurant, or soft drink spews some delicious dollars into company coffers with a handshake and a smile. I am Gareth from What Culture Wrestling, and here are the 10 most insane things wrestling companies did for the money. Number 10, Scooby-Doo backs up Sin Cara. First, the pro wrestling tag team you never asked for. Live on the 24th of March 2014 episode of Raw, WWE had someone don a Scooby-Doo costume and ride to Sin Cara's rescue. Poor Damien Sandow had to treat the mascot character as if a cartoon dog had come to life. It was silly and it was over the top, but old Scoob did get a pop from the live crowd at least, so that's something. Still, it's wild to look back on approximately 9 years later. WWE has produced several crossovers with Scooby and the gang over the years, but they've mostly been animated movies and things like that. Here, the mutt with the most was hanging around with somebody who'd likely fall over and botch the search for bad guys posing as ghosts or monsters. Scooby and Cara even showed up in the Mystery Machine, which was actually a really nice touch. Of course, the only mystery was why the Sin Cara gimmick got such a long run in WWE after his totally crap start. Number 9, Rick Steiner feuds with Chucky. The 12th of October 1998 episode of WCW's Monday Nitro will forever go down in history as the night tough guy pro wrestler Rick Steiner threatened to beat Chucky the Doll's little horror movie ass. Bonus points go to absolute pro Mean Gene Okerlund for acting like Rick versus Chuck might be Halloween Havoc's next main event. His facial expressions were on point. Anyone who thinks Vince Russo produced the worst WCW content ever needs to fire up the WWE Network or Peacock and relive this awkward moment. Chucky's banter he was there to promote upcoming movie Bride of Chucky was pre-taped for the big screen. So Steiner and Gene had to time their responses as Rick probs weighed up a steel cage challenge for the next pay-per-view. It would not have been outlandish for WCW to attempt some sort of match between the pair, let's be honest. In fact, it's a bit of a surprise they didn't have someone in a Chucky outfit take some Steiner lines or suplexes on TV. I would have definitely paid to see that. Number 8, Kiss.
They do it too on Raw to this day. Sometime Raw and NXT, because Chucky, well, I don't know about now, but like last year or something, Chucky was also on the USA Network. Raw and NXT is on USA. They would show like Raw like during Raw and NXT, like during, like in the middle of the show, like promoting his product, like, hey, don't forget to watch me on USA on this time, yada yada. So
Demon equals WCW main eventer. Here's something so WCW it hurts. Originally, Eric Bischoff reportedly toyed with the thought of a Millennium Bash that'd include a wrestling show and a Kiss concert. It was ambitious, but plans changed and WCW cut a deal with Gene Simmons and the band to introduce a brand new main eventer themed on his demon persona in late 1999. Journeyman pro Dale Torborg was cast in the role, and he did his best with it. Hilariously though, WCW WCW's promise to make the Demon a main event superstar fell flat. The company pulled the wool over Gene's eyes here by promoting matches as special main events, but booking Demon on the undercard anyway. The idea didn't catch on or last long, but the Kiss Demon was actually brought out of storage by Impact earlier this year. Because what's old is new, I guess. Number 7, WWE stars threaten the Muppets. You're still waiting for that mixed tag pitting Jack Swagger and Vicky Guerrero versus Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, aren't you? WWE was obsessed with drafting in celebrity guest hosts to appear on Raw between 2009 and 2010. And
that celebrity host ever though, it is wild to think about. It was different, and I think it was good for business. Even if kids is not familiar or other people is not familiar with them, you know, they get an idea based off their appearance on the show. I remember 10 years old, I wasn't watching boxing at all. And then you had Floyd Mayweather coming into the WWE scene. I'm like, Floyd Mayweather, boom, he's laying it into the Big Show, broke his no whole 9. Now they're feuding for the next several weeks. And then to square off for WrestleMania 24, I was like, oh, that's dope. Floyd Mayweather won. It was a no disqualification match. Hit Big Show with the brass knuckle. A lot of shenanigans was going on, but yeah. So that's one example of like introducing someone to other people from different fields. The guest host era, you have guys, whether they're athletes, former athletes, actors, etc. Anybody who I guess wants to be involved with the WWE have one night of power as the quote unquote general manager and just like control things. They may get RKO'd, they might get beat up one way or another. Bob Parker, like it showed the picture, I don't remember it clearly, but he did do a good job. Had the Price is Right segment with Chris Jericho, Santino Marella, I think, was like somebody else. It was great. Bottom line, the celebrity host era, it was great for business. But yeah, let me stop babbling and continue on with the video.
The concept continued beyond that, but not every single week like it did for around 12 months back then. By all accounts, the Muppets weren't actually the worst guests, but they did provide some strange moments on the 31st of October 2011 flagship. Sheamus and Beaker were called family members, Animal played stand-in timekeeper by furiously hammering the ring bell, and then there was that standoff between Kermit and Swagger that surprisingly topped anything from Jack's dreadful world title run. Cross-promoting with the Muppets and having burly wrestlers shout at small puppets was certainly a choice. Number 6, non-fan.
Again, wrestling entertainment, PG, and Real Talk. Me personally, can't be mad at that. They did their thing. Maybe some people like it, but it was not terrible. So can't be mad at it, bro. Cannot be mad at it. You just gotta appreciate it.
Is not prepared. This was absolutely unacceptable. It perhaps says everything that the Muppets were better prepared for a spot on WWE programming than Jeremy Piven or fellow guest host Ken Jeong. They doubled up to promote their upcoming movie The Goods, Live Hard, Sell Hard on the 3rd of August 2009 edition of Raw, and it was a complete and utter car wreck. Fans were already tired of the guest host idea just a month or so in by the time Piven and Jeong hit the scene. Ken's OTT comedy style looked embarrassing in front of an audience who didn't pay to see him. Then Jeremy went and messed things up by calling upcoming pay-per-view SummerSlam the Summerfest. John Cena had to step in to correct him as fans booed, and it became crystal clear that WWE hadn't prepped Piven for his role at all. Of course, he should have done some homework himself, but it was cringeworthy to realize that the company hadn't exactly been hands-on here. So let's just hope Paramount Pictures paid well, eh? Number 5, Shawn Michaels.
Damn, for an actor, man, he sure did do a poor job, bro. Damn, I don't know. And and you're in front of a live audience, bro. Like at least 12,000 people in the arena. It's different filming for a silver screen. You're in front of the camera, action, boom, do your thing. Different environment. Just, I don't know, that's weird. And if he's a non-fan, obviously he was just there for business reason.
equals KFC's Colonel. This image here is probably how WWF fans in 1995 thought Shawn Michaels would look during his retirement tour in 2023. It's actually HBK as the Colonel of KFC fame. He was dressed like that so the fast food restaurant padded company bank accounts with a healthy wedge of moolah at SummerSlam 2017. Keep in mind that this daft nonsense happened before Shawn returned to rings for a disastrous bout in Saudi Arabia the following year. So the first real glimpse fans had of Michaels striking his familiar poses in years happened as he cosplayed a chicken restaurant's mascot. This wasn't the first time KFC had paid WWE megabucks to promote their food either. Dolph Ziggler also played the part in 2016. But Michaels is more memorable because, well, Shawn was retired and people were desperate to see him wrestle again at the time. Ric Flair was apparently earmarked for the gig at first, but health problems prevented that. So HBK did some posing and folks awkwardly applauded whilst hating on corporate shilling. Number 4, Mountain Dew sponsors.
Real talk, you can't be mad at that, bro. No, like it's the Heartbreak Kid. Like, no, it can't be no awkward there. I gotta see that video for itself to see how the fans are reacting. Cause I'm looking at the fans right through the picture, and it looked like, oh snap, this is great. Shawn Michael, the Colonel. I'm like, come on, now what's we doing? Cannot be mad at that, bro. That's entertainment at its finest. That's what Shawn do, bro. He got that charisma, bro. That X factor. Or it factor, my bad.
Bray Wyatt.
Oh man, bro. This match, what they call it? They call it the pitch black match, something like that. It was a glow in the dark, no hold bars match. That's what that was. Heavily sponsored by Mountain Dew, but you wanna know what? The Mountain Dew sponsorship, can't be mad at it. I think that whole match was just for Mountain Dew. And again, you can't be mad at it. It was a great business move. Glow in the dark match too. I'm sure kids will love it. Or kids loved it. They see the lights, they're like, oh, this is nice, blah blah blah. Maybe 10 years from now they'll be like, huh, that match wasn't all that. That's just how it is.
Match back. Money talks, baby, and it shouts down WWE's better instincts. They had to know that promoting Bray Wyatt's first match back at the 2023 Royal Rumble as a Mountain Dew special was a bad idea. The soft drink company were willing to pay up though, and that's why Wyatt versus LA Knight, became a pitch black match. What did that mean? Well, the lights were dimmed and everything was soaked in neon flare to make it resemble a can of the dew. Yes, Bray's first major match since returning the prior October was turned into a hollow advertisement for some soft drink. Worse, the spectacle flat out sucked, and seemed to turn Wyatt into a neon-drenched version of his old Fiend offshoot. The whole thing lasted around 5 minutes bell to bell, was a struggle to watch for those live at the Rumble, and didn't really do much of anything for Bray or Knight. A bizarre decision for what would ultimately be the last ever televised in-ring match fans would see from the late great Wyatt. Number 3.
Yeah, that was his last match in the WWE on TV. Sadly. I disagree with the narrator saying that they didn't do nothing for most of them. Well, it was Bray Wyatt's first match back. He's very popular. And LA Knight just came onto the scene as LA Knight. Before he was, he played a manager role for the Maximum Male Models. Triple H took over. The whole Vince scandal came into play. Boom, LA Knight. When LA Knight came back, they're not familiar with the character either from TNA or even down at NXT. The music first play, it was dim, whatever. It was that Bray Wyatt that helped them like catapult LA Knight to the position he is, right? Facing somebody of Bray Wyatt's caliber just rubbed off on him, and they see like how entertaining LA Knight is. So can't be mad at it. Was it 5 minutes long? I don't remember, but I know it wasn't that long. But yeah, it did wonders for both guys. It really did. The creativity of Bray Wyatt and the star power of LA Knight.
WCW has RoboCop save Sting. Wrestling traditionalist and he who loves touting college sports, Jim Ross, must have thought he'd gone to industry hell when he shouted, "Here comes RoboCop," at WCW's Capital Combat 1990 pay-per-view. The unstoppable crime-fighting machine's second movie was set to come out 1 month after the show, so he rocked up to the DC Armory and saved Sting's bacon. The Stinger was locked in a mini steel cage by the Four Horsemen, and he needed rescuing. Out came RoboCop RoboCop to robo-help his robo-pal, as robo-fans celebrated in the robo-stands, and WCW surely patted themselves on the back for thinking they just earned Orion Pictures a tidy sum. Instead, the angle was roundly criticised by viewers, and people feared the character might return for some actual in-ring stuff that'd kill off Ric Flair's stable for good. That didn't happen, but RoboCop's tie-in did become stuff of legend, and show up in worst of lists about WCW and pro wrestling generally forevermore. JR probably didn't go and see the flick, presumably. Number 2, Vince McMahon's special egg. The team behind Dwayne Johnson's Netflix movie Red Notice repeated.
I wasn't watching it at the time. This was like, I think 2020 or something. I swear it was during the pandemic era. I could be wrong, but it has to have been like one of that. 20 or 21. I didn't see it. I'd seen a short clip on social media. It was him talking about an egg, and he talked about how special it is, yada yada. All I know is they never finished the story. People nowadays, fans, they like stuff finishing the story, right? Might as well finish this one so that you could stop.
Paid WWE a shed load of cash to cross-promote at Survivor Series 2021. That's why a beaming Vince McMahon arrived at the building clutching a priceless golden egg, one of the treasures from the film, and WWE stars were forced to act amazed. Rich Holland's awestruck reactions were particularly enjoyable. Later, McMahon claimed the egg wasn't a prop from some movie. It had been gifted to him by The Rock and was worth $100 million. And after that revelation, it went missing, and the hunt was on. Vince was furious. Various stars scrambled to find the thing for a reward, and wrestling fans wondered why they were supposed to care about any of this. It didn't need to make sense. WWE had already pocketed a substantial sum for agreeing to show off the egg at all, so their hokey hunt was background noise to company tills a-ringing, and it made for some horrendous TV too. Wonderful stuff. Number 1, zombies invade WWE and devour The Miz. Here it is, people. The undoubted kingpin of take the money and run cross promotions in wrestling history, and a reminder that WWE will do anything to make cash. Apologies in advance if you'd somehow managed to eject this from your brain since it happened. I know I did. Damian Priest beat The Miz in a zombie lumberjack match when various extras, including former favorite Scotty 2 Hottie, dressed up as the Undead at WrestleMania Backlash 2021. This was a tie-in with Batista's Army of the Dead movie, and it was downright horrible to witness. At one point, the zombies even devoured Miz as the announcers wondered if he'd make it out of the Thunderdome alive. Then Miz showed up on TV soon after like nothing had happened. The match was genuinely torturous to watch and made you wish you were being eaten to death like the Awesome One. So now you can go and try to forget this horrific thing all over again. Now go and enjoy a can of Mountain Dew, some golden scrambled eggs, and a side of zombie. Bye-bye!
On today's wrestling news,
WWE, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, that's hilarious, man. It's hilariously stupid, bro. Oh man, I'm eaten by zombie. Here I am next week. So what's the deal now? I don't remember what happened last week. There you have it. 10 ridiculous things that happen in wrestling companies for money. Something like that. I don't know word for word, but that's what it was. All those things that was being listed, they were all for promotional reasons, for movies or drinks for the most part. Can't be mad at it. It was a business deal done. It's not like that. I had the whole show dedicated to it. It was just for a segment with a promos or a match. They weren't. Well, I can't speak for some of them, like the RoboCop thing. I didn't see it firsthand, but the others that I'm aware of, they weren't terrible. They weren't bad. It was what it was. It was a great entertainment aspect. That's why Vince is a genius in his business. It was just his couldn't control what's between his legs, doing stuff, and then now he's in this predicament that he is no longer affiliated with the WWE, a company that he bought from his father and helped revolutionize the business for what it is, from what it used to be territories, now converted to a national empire, to this global sensation. Yeah, it was a cool video. I like it. It entertained me, that's for sure, especially that zombies one, bro. These narrators, man, they just be doing their own thing. Gotta love it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace, I'm out.